to a special edition of in the Library of Graphic Literature, a surprise edition.
Hope you enjoyed our theme song.
I did. I thought it was wonderful. People weren't expecting this. Two episodes in a row.
Wow.
No, it would have been 2.5. Well, 2.5 really, because the battery died when we first started, and so we went for another go at it. But we have the same spirit, and we got the same moxie, right?
Technical difficulties.
Ooh, but we're ignoring them and plowing right on. So we're back here, and
In this series, we will go over the last 10 greatest books of the year.
yay!
A little recap of in the library.
Yeah, so it goes from number 10 to number 1 in the order of, well, it's hard to say, because I liked them all, although the first one is really my favorite out of all of them. But, you know, they're 10 great books, I figured. And without too many relying on DC and Marvel. DC and Marvel only have, geez, I don't even know if Marvel made the cut. It was a Marvel when I had it as a top 12 for Thursday Comics.
Okay.
But that got cut. So, shall we start?
Alrighty then.
Okay.
So, first runner-up for the number 10
Yay!
is Did You Hear What Eddie Ging Done by Harold Schechter and Eric Powell. I'm so sorry I murdered that.
I murdered it the first time. I added an extra syllable, sure.
And the artwork for this is gorgeous. I think I was with you when we went over this last.
Yeah.
It's black and white.
Yeah. Really cool. And a great story, you know, and true story too. Now the...
Oh, true story.
Yep.
Yes, no.
Yeah, and it's what Psycho is more or less based on.
Oh, okay.
Because he'd
Really?
killed his mom, or no, he didn't kill his mom, but he...
Yeah, I'm getting the same vibes now looking through it.
Yeah, he stole his mom's corpse and dressed it up, and so, you know, and killed 2 people while he was at it, right? Now, the cool thing about this, because I actually had one come in the store for me, but then I realized that Dennis had actually got me, and I mean, I'd ordered it, I'd just forgotten, a signed, an autographed copy. Ding, 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 a limited edition. And I do like the limited editions every so often.
And apparently you can order from the website?
Yep, I do believe directly from him, and I like doing those because you're supporting the artist directly. Sometimes they'll even do your sketch. I have one guy, this Joe Matt, and when he sold me some books of his, not even books he did, but books he owned, he drew a little cartoon in the front in his style that said "From the Library of Joe Matt."
Oh.
So that was so cool to have the books like that in the collection, I think, right?
So, during the duration of the top 10 countdown, I'm going to be doing a speed drawing kind of thing. And we're going to check this out. Doctor Strange is what I'm going to attempt at drawing for you all. So by the time this gets done, then I'll put the pen down, and then that's it.
Yes, we'll see.
It'll be like a game show.
Yeah. So it's a bit of tension in the air as the minutes tick down and you draw away there. But you know, you're still gonna make comments along the way. Do. Like on this one, Dracula from Fantagraphics by Alberto Brescia. I love this Dracula. Hey.
Oh yes.
He's hilarious.
It's very abstract looking.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty funny in parts, right? And it's great because some of these, I mean, these are great comics. Some of these, they tell the story without any words at all. But you can tell what's going on just by what's happening, you know, him talking to people, stuff like that. He does it all without words.
I can tell he's a fan of Tim Burton.
Oh, yeah. or Tim Burton is a fan of him.
Who knows?
Who knows, right?
Probably Google it.
But he has a great style. I like his style, right? But yeah,
It's literally got Nightmare Before Christmas like all over it.
Yeah.
It's like the same kind of like vibe.
Now this guy, he was around in the 80s and before that, but he got, every time he draws something, it seems his style is different. That's what I like about him, right? Now.
You're just trying to distract me so you win.
Yes, I'm trying to see if I can slow her down as she's doing the draw. But hey, I'll throw you a few
Throw the dog
big
ball.
books here. Yeah, throw the dog ball. Anyway, here we have Granville de Grave. Fancy, eh? So this is book number 8. This is from Dark Horse, who are cool. I think Dark Horse was just bought up by someone recently.
Badger.
And this is a badger, and he's a detective with Scotland Yard in an anthropomorphic cyberpunk world.
Ooh.
Where France had won a war with them, but they were slowly letting England be England again. But it's great story with all kinds of different animals, of course. Very
anthropomorphic.
Yeah.
It's got like a steampunk vibe to it.
Oh.
The furries would be all over this.
Oh, I think so.
I think they'd love it.
But yeah, and I highly recommend it. Brian Talbot, the guy who did it. I'm a big fan of it. Big fan of. Speaking of big fan of, next there's this guy Terry Moore. It's funny, this guy, he does his own comics. Actually, funny when I think about it now, these are all being sort of small books. The Albatross did the Eddie
Albatross.
Albatross did the Eddie Geek. Fantagraphics did the Dracula and Dark Horse, the Granville. And here we have Abstract Studio, which is his own label, doing Terry Moore's Echo. And he does some great comics. He does actually a lot of mainly women characters too.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of cool. It's just
I was gonna read that one.
I figure people like him who do women characters like this and they really ring true. You know what? I always figure they must have had a lot of sisters growing up, because I've seen some men who've written.
You had a lot of sisters.
Well, yeah, I had 3. I still have 3. And so you understand. And I had Mom, who was a very strong female role model for me, right? And but yeah, Terry Moore, this one's great. This woman, she gets coated in this sort of silver alloy as it falls from a plane. That's from a woman doing a test with
Get your story straight.
with a suit with an armor. And anyway, and they shoot her down and killing her, but her consciousness is somehow absorbed into the alloy. And
doesn't say what kind of metal it is?
No, just some sort of mysterious metal that they've made.
Kryptonite.
Yeah, and the woman who was in the suit was the one who made it. But her consciousness is still
Can you
in
hear
the...
my scratching? Is it like nails on chalkboard?
Yeah, okay, for a second it was, actually.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll keep it down.
So anyway, Echo. A great book. Yes.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is. Is it though? Yeah, it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing that nails on chalkboard.
That's okay.
A little slower.
Now this is the only one from the big companies. A book from DC. It's a reprinting of Manhunter. Da-da-da-da. Manhunter was a series in the back of Batman comics at the time.
This paper's so loud, Wallace. It sounds like I'm sawing wood.
It does. But the coolest thing is this is a great series. I've met both Archie Goodwin and Walt Simonson. But this is one of my all-time favorite series. And it won, was it 6 Shazam Awards, I think? And it was only an 8-page comic in the back of a lot. I can't even remember how many episodes. It ended in a big.
The art's nice though.
I love this guy's art. There's just something very, gosh darn beautiful about it. I love it. And it's funny, this scene here. This won best short story, Cathedral Peerless. And see this church. This is supposed to be taking place in Istanbul, and they're here at an abandoned church or whatever. But it's funny, when I was living in New York, and I volunteered for the New York Coalition for the Homeless, and I was told to meet at St. Barts on 5th Avenue or whatever it was. Is it 5th Avenue or was it Park? Anyway, St. Barts in Upper New York City, and we get aboard vans and go out handing out food. And so I goes up and I walks around the corner. It's the first time I ever seen St. Bart's, and it was this church. I was just like, oh my God, that's the church from Cathedral Peerless. And I messaged Walt Simonson, the artist.
He was probably standing right about here and maybe drew it.
Well, exactly. I messaged him. I said, was that St. Bart's in Cathedral Peerless? He said, yeah, because he worked just up the street from it at DC at the time. So he figured he'd use that.
Well, I need to chop some wood.
Well, that was kind of cool. I chopped some wood. Okay. Now on to... This is book number...
I'm getting somewhere.
Let's see, this is 10, 9, 8,
it's not
7...
total disaster.
6.
Is number 6?
Is it 6 or
What? Was that
5?
4? Oh no.
I think it's 5.
I missed 6. And 7, 8.
3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, no, it is 5. So this is number 5. This is High Society, the Regency edition.
Oh, fancy.
Now this one was very expensive, and still is because
I won't touch it with my choppy fingers.
Oh yes. This one is a limited edition of. I think it even says in here it's autographed, and it is 72 out of 195 editions of this.
Really?
So yeah, think about it, very rare, right? But this is a character called Cerbus the Aardvark. Well, he was a Canadian, as a matter of fact. That's him there.
Yes, I remember you talking about that one.
He is really cool. I always like Cerbus.
Seems like something kids would enjoy.
Well, no, this is all very, especially as it goes on further, it gets very political.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, it's.
I think I just seen boobs.
Yeah, he runs for prime minister, which is a good part of it, and it is very funny, right? But it's I loved Cerbus when I first came upon this was when I first moved to Toronto and going to art school, and it'd been out for a couple of years at that point, but I hadn't seen it.
You flexing?
Yeah. But I came across it in a comic book store and I seen it and I finally bought it. Figured, I got nothing to do tonight. I might as well buy this comic to read. And I read it. It was just like, this is a great comic. I went back the next day and bought as many back issues as I could, and kept at it. I actually did meet him too. He was nice back then. Now.
He's not now.
He's a bit of a character, shall we? He's a character, shall we say? But I like characters. And speaking of controversy, this is possibly the most controversial. I know people who've read this and have been totally disgusted by it.
Oh.
This is Trots and Bonnie by Sherry Flanagan. She did this comic for the National Lampoon back in the magazine back in the 70s, and it's some of the most outrageous comics I read even at the time. And it's not a complete one because there were episodes of it that she left out. But it's basically it's like her as a character exploring her sexuality as a young woman. And so it was. I think it's even more radical now today than it was back then, because people, of course, when they read it today, it's just like, oh well, this is a young girl you're portraying and sexualizing. It's just like, well, this was a woman portraying her own journey herself. So it's just like, if she can't tell the story, who the hell can tell it, right? But savage political commentary. It's a highly political strip too. But when I seen that it was coming out, I was just like, oh my God, I'll be dying for it forever, right? Trots and Bonnie, love it. Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of people saying, "Oh, I read that, it was disgusting." It's like, well, yeah, and it is, but it's disgusting in all the right ways, right? And as a matter of fact, that'd be a great quote on the back of the thing: "Disgusting in all the right ways." Now, here's another rare book. Actually, this is Something is Killing the Children. Dun 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 dun.
Are you still reading that one, or are you done?
I'm done.
Oh, how was it?
It was great. Not only that, this is the rare slipcase edition.
Oh, the masks I like. I wish I knew where to get those. I need to read the book so I'd appreciate it more, but still, I like the masks.
It came out in a normal edition and then this slipcase edition, which was very hard to get a hold of, right? And I managed to do. But the comic itself is great. Boom Comics, they're sort of one of the bigger companies, but bigger, newer comics.
Oh, just on some wood here.
Just on some wood here. But I highly recommend this. I gotta say that Boom really knocks it out of the park with this one. It's written by James Tinian the Fourth, Verna Del Edera, and Miguel Moreto. And this is book 1. And I loved it. It's really cool. It's about it's in the title. Something is killing the children in this small town, and someone comes to put an end to it. That's all I'll say.
Oh.
I'm a real anti-spoiler type of guy, right? I ain't gonna spoil it first. So, but beautiful. Look at this slipcase, eh? I like slipcases. It just feels so fancified, eh?
It does.
But yeah, nice. You know, I almost hate it when I buy books and they go up in value, because it's just like I'm never going to sell them.
Oh.
You know, because this library is eventually going to be for everyone, right? It's going to be a rare book library, though, because, I mean, a lot of these books I bought have shot up in value since, right? Okay, Panda. My Panda pal.
What's this, number 2?
This is number 2.
Oh, we're almost down to number 1.
And this is from a company Flex. Now, this is another book I bought. I think this was a Kickstarter or one of those. Now, this came out in a soft cover, but they also put out a rare, limited edition. Oh, that's signed. 800 signed copies. I thought it was signed. See?
Oh.
So there's only 800 editions of this out there. And now Dennis bought it, but he got the soft cover one. But I got it. It's called Xenozoic, or at the time when it was first came out in the late 80s, I think it was, the Xenozoic Tales it was called. But it's about it's a post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Which I think you'll like.
I like post-apocalyptic.
But it really beautifully drawn, like in an old sci-fi style. And there is like, oh God, there's cars, there's dinosaurs, there's weird beasts, alien races involved, everything like that. But it was a classic series. It won all kinds of awards at the time, and it is gorgeous. And when it came out in hardcover, I was just like, oh my God, I gotta have it, I gotta have it, I gotta have it, and I went insane. Finally, I regained my sanity when it came.
Oh, did you know?
Yeah, and I read it, and you know what? It was fabuloso. So that was book number 2. Now, the number 1 book.
That was my failed drum. I almost touched the book.
Oh, okay. The number 1 book is. You ready? Tell the people it is.
Monsters.
Dun, 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 dun. This is from Franco Graphics, another one of the smaller presses. They'll be doing good this year. Now this one, this is by this guy. His name is Barry Windsor Smith. He became famous for, you know, for doing Conan the Barbarian. This sold out too, I do believe, right? I couldn't get the side edition, which apparently is worth a lot. But this guy, he's done this. He did the Weapon X series from Marvel years ago. But he, absolute stunning artist. I mean, have a look at the drawing is absolutely incredible. Now he's been working.
Pen and ink.
Yeah, he's been working on this for like 30 years. And in among, I guess, all his other projects. But like every panel is beautifully drawn. Like this, it's like he took his time and drew every single panel like a full-on piece of artwork. So the entire thing like that, I mean, that scene there, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh look, there's some good old blam, look. Blam, blam.
Blam.
Blam, blam. Anyway, all in all, it's a book about monsters. It started out being Barry had gone to Marvel. It was going to be a Hulk story, but a shorter story. But they didn't go for it. So he said, "Well, I'm gonna keep the story," and he repurposed it himself. But he began working on it, and apparently it just took him a long time. I have no idea why, but then we heard last year that the rumor was out that apparently he had finished it, and then when they announced it, everyone went insane.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and then when he came out with it, I mean, look at that. He does great snow too. Huh? He does beautiful, absolutely stunningly beautiful artwork. So anyway, that's. I don't know if I can talk enough about how much I love this book. But it's well worth picking up, and it's the number 1 in what I like to call my big book list for 2021.
And that concludes the speed drawing.
Let's see how'd it go. Here we go. Here is Luna's Doctor Strange.
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun, dun.
You should do it, because I don't want to get chalk on it. Well, it's not really chalk.
What?
but
Hold
like
this one up.
Yeah, as a comparison.
Oh, okay. This inspired by this, right? So yeah, as a matter of fact, maybe someone will make an offer on your drawing. Remember, if you make a good enough offer, right?
Well, give me like maybe a day to do it.
Yeah. I do
Not
like
that long.
I do like your approach. Well, this was a great idea. I'll give credit where credit is due. It was you who said, "What about doing your top 10 list?" And you have, yay!
So,
that
what's the review in the comic world over the past
year? Well, what has happened? Been a few deaths. I'm trying to even remember if there were.
Screw the deaths.
Yeah.
I'm just glad the death of 2021 is gone.
Well, there were a lot of books were delayed from the latter part of 2021 into this year.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be like a pile of hardcovers and all that come out all at once. So this is should be a super year. So, but I mean, this year was basically. I mean, you see all those. They were all independent or small publishers. It was like DC and Marvel. They put out sweet FIA, right? As they call it, right? But I thought it was an okay year overall. Because I mean, recovering from COVID and trying to put out a lot of books that have been pushed back. But then of course the shutdown again with the Omicron and all that. That just and just put it all. So God only knows how it went. But it makes it interesting because it's like I wonder what books will make it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the book I'm working on with Paul will make it out. Can't say who yet, who it's with, but we'll let you know. But here we have Le Cat, Le Lupo, come on.
So I guess that will conclude our recap for the year.
Hey, and we'll have me and Dennis doing our Thursday comics probably tomorrow. I can't remember if we're starting off or we're going to be waiting a week. But and then another show next week. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I'll go out and I'll buy something for us to talk about. Hey, don't you find me very enlightening? Okay, terrible, I know. So, and keep watching my Comics Positive. I've been actually getting them out a day, even though it's caused me to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning to write them.
What have you been writing?
I've been writing my Comics Positive
About
posts.
what?
About great comics.
Tell me.
Well,
I don't read them, they're too long.
Okay. Well, there's, what was the last one I did? I did one about, let me think. Well, I did one about monsters. That was actually one of the first ones I ever did. What was the other one I did? There was a Marvel Team Up, which was sort of an early X-Men appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Just different little comics over the years that I'd read here and there. Nothing, not huge, but I'd just pick up one and just talk about one comic. And I talk about comics positively, because how on the internet everyone's like negative all the time, right? They're not.
I want to know what you say. I don't care what it is you're saying. I want to know what you're saying. You're redundant motherfucker.
Yeah. So, otherwise, yeah, not a bad year, Oh, there you go. Blue Beetle. So,
Try not to let the cats get it.
Oh yeah, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll be back next week.
And stay tuned for the YouTube shorts that we'll be posting.
Oh yeah. We're gonna. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I was thinking about even micro reviews. I like this book for 3 reasons. Blah 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 blah.
Or we're thinking on doing reads to do in the bathroom while you're
yes.
on the can.
Well, I'm on the can. Yes. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, consider it a done deal.
Look on one of those fish.
Oh yeah.
Won't eat you.
Oh, I think we're freaking out the cat here. Well, I guess you're going to see.